Right.
Morning, Chair and members. My name is CP Alfred Lagat, CC member in charge of finance and economic planning.
Good morning, Chair. I, Stephen Kipyogo Sang, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee with respect to matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you. Now you can table the documents that you have and the annexures.
Honorable Mr. Chairman, sir, I hereby table the following documents before the committee. One, the management responses for the status of the implementation of the unresolved issues raised in the Auditor General's report on the financial statement for Nandi County Executive for the financial year 2023-2024, and two, management responses and accompanying annexures for the report of the Auditor General on the audited financial statements of the receiver of revenue for the County Executive of Nandi for the financial year 23-24. I table, Mr.
Thank you, Governor. Auditors, did you have opportunity to engage with the Governor on these issues?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we had the opportunity and they were ready to discuss.
Okay. Clerk, did we get our copies in good time?
Yes, Chair, I do confirm that we got them in good time.
All right. There are several unresolved issues, and I think the manner in which we would progress is just to look at the certificate and the governor's responses for the issues that have not been addressed. So we'll start with the receiver of revenue. We have tried to look at the issues that are not addressed. We'll not look at all of them. We'll just sample some, and the rest will rely on responses from the executive. Auditor from the receiver of revenue. Let us start on the issue on other receipts not received through CRF. That is paragraph, which paragraph?
Paragraph number 2.
Paragraph number 2. What is still not addressed?
Thank you, Chair. This is the reports of the Auditor General on receipt of revenue statements for the year ended 30th June 2024, County Government of Nandi. Number 2, the report was a qualified opinion, Mr. Chairman. So we come to paragraph number 2, other receipts not received through CRF, tea and sugar Cess. This one included in the revenue statements is other receipts amount of 313,844,561, which includes tea and Cess and the sugar Cess amounts of Kenya shillings 84,442,200 and the Kenya shillings 7,756,209, respectively. So
just go through it.
Okay. The same amounts have been reflected under Note 19 as other transfers and bank charges. Inquiry revealed that management of these sales corrections was done through a stakeholder meeting whose representation included tea factories, tea farmers, and the county government of Nandi, who were also joint signatories to the accounts operated. This was agreed after a court ruling which declared correction of sales unconstitutional. However, documentary evidence were not provided to support receipts and payments made in relation to these funds. Thank you.
Governor, what was your response to this?
Chairman, Honorable Senators, the sales collection and management was done by the county government of Nandi.
Point us to the response. Do you have a response?
Yeah, the response is part of those documents.
Okay, point
page 3.
Us.
Page 3.
Okay.
The green one.
Okay. Go ahead, Governor.
Page 3. Page 3, the management response is as follows. That cess collection and the management was done by the county government until the year 2018, when a petition was filed by members of the large tea sector players contesting the legality of collection of tea cess by the county. The ruling was made in favor of the petitioners, and the copy of the ruling is annexed here too. The cess collections were traditionally part of the resources appropriated towards roads maintenance, predominantly in the tea producing areas. Faced with the challenge of reduced resources, the county reached out to the stakeholders to find an amicable way of solving the problem of bad roads within the tea producing areas. It was agreed that a road maintenance committee be set up to help in the collection and applying the cess towards maintaining of roads. This was done via an MOU between the parties. Under the arrangement, the county helps in mapping and developing BQs, bill of quantities, together with work plans for the committee. The county further helps in offering technical guidance as well as supervision of the works. No officer in the county is a signatory to the accounts of the committee. And we have annexed, Chair, and under Annexure 4, we have the tea and the sugar cess bank statements.
Auditor, what were you looking for in that query?
Mr. Chairman, we were looking for documentary evidence to support the receipts and payments in respect to these funds.
And in the annexures, they are giving bank statements. Have we looked at the bank statements?
We
Receipts
wanted
and payments.
the receipts and the payments. Payments is to do with expenditures for these respective funds, how they were spent, including
Governor?
payment vouchers.
Governor, the auditor is saying he's still not satisfied that you are supposed to have given evidence of expenditure through payment vouchers and so on.
Chair, can I ask the CEC to just give that clarification?
Let him go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, the spending, as has been stipulated by the governor, is actually done by the Cess committee, which has been constituted in accordance to the MOU that is attached. What the committee files with us at the county is a bank statement and evidence of payments matching whatever BQs that were prepared by the technical department, which is the roads department. So for every work plan that is made for the Cess, there is an attached schedule of works that is already approved by the county Department of Roads. So the bank statement, as it were, itemizes all the drawings that were made, and it ties to every road that was made using the Cess money. Thank you.
I thought you'd point us to payment vouchers, which the auditor is looking for.
The accounting for this, Chair, is actually not done at the county. As has been pointed out, Chair, is that we don't even sign the checks, as it were. So the honors of accounting has been left to the Cess committee, which is self-checking, but we ask them for purposes of reporting that they file with us the spending, and we ensure that that ties with the work plan that was prepared.
Auditor.
Chair, we just want to see how the accounts, the funds are accounted for, so accountability in the first place. And then, Chair, what they receive of revenue if they can't account for that funds? Somebody else is accounting, and we don't know what they are accounting for.
Chair, the wage.
Senator. Okay, let's Senator go first.
Governor, through the chair, you know, the problem we are having is that under financial statement on receiver of revenue, this is your revenue. So you must account for it. And I thought, Chair, the governor should just have sent an explanation of CCM. He should just give us the schedule to say maybe road from Kosoiwa to Nandi's town has been made on Cess, and give us the schedule and the payment. If he can give us those payment vouchers, and what it was done, because I've looked at the bank statements, there is nowhere that indicates that road XY has been made through bank statements. So unless I'm not getting, because if you look at the governor, if you look at the payment and receipts, they wondered how that money was spent. That is 84 million for sales of tea and the sales, because in your note number 9, you have indicated that it's among the revenue that was required under receiver of revenue. And secondly, Chair, maybe we didn't get who is the receiver of revenue. Then from there, it can highlight. Those will be my 2 questions, Chair. I yield.
So, Governor, is it CEC who is responding? Senator Gay wants to know the money collected and how it was used. Which projects were used that money?
Thank you, Chair. As per the law, the receiver of revenue is really our county director of revenue. In this case, the collection and the management of the Cess was ceded to the committee. The events arising or leading up to us ceding this is when they won the court case that Cess was uncollectible by us. We had to reach a compromise because then it meant that we wouldn't get a cent altogether. So what then His Excellency guided us is that if we can have a joint committee, part of the demands of the committee were that they wanted to control the financing. For us, we ceded the control and we accepted to offer technical support. So what is available and that we can produce within a short period is a schedule of the roads that were maintained and assessed. That is available because it cuts across all the tea growing areas.
You don't have them here?
Sorry, we don't have it there, but it can be provided in a short period.
Senator Gatai?
From the committee, we can get that from the committee.
Thank you, Chair. You know, I have listened to the exchange between the ONG and the entity. Did you at any given time sit together to discuss this issue with the entity? Or maybe you are engaging for the first time?
Thank you, Chair. I think this was discussed during the audit, and you find that we have that stalemate because what has been reported is part of the receiver of revenue accounts. Now, you see the collections, those are public funds because they are collected from farmers, and they have also done well by including them in their accounts. Now, what we are now asking, because the Auditor General is charged with the responsibility of reporting on public funds, so we wanted to see the revenues that were collected because they are deductions from farmers. At the same time, documents which support the expenditure. Thank you.
So whatever we get from the Cess is part of what is given by the receiver of revenue?
Yes, Chair. There is an
Okay.
element.
Senator Ambo.
Chair, and remember when we were doing our briefing, I had raised this issue. We need to understand this arrangement. Because then after we understand it, then we are able to deal with it. Under the Constitution schedule, the 4th schedule, collection of cess is a responsibility assigned to county governments, right? Now, the Constitution makes a provision under 187 that there could be transfer of services from one level of government to another level of government, but there is a procedure of doing it. Now, the county government of Nandi has transferred a service assigned to it by the Constitution to a committee. I don't want to call it an amorphous body, but to a committee on mutual agreement. Now, the thing that I want to understand in that arrangement is who retains what function, which between the county government of Nandi and the tea and sugar farmers or cooperatives, who is assigned what responsibility? Because in your reporting, you are reporting the cess collected from those regions as part of your revenue. But when it comes to accounting for it, then the responsibility for the implementation of projects is moved to the committee. So who retains what function so that we are able to engage properly?
Governor.
Chair, to give the background, and I think I agree with Senator Wambua that that is critical. we were collecting cess until 2018. And the large-scale tea producers went to court, indicating that the authority of county governments to collect cess was unconstitutional. We as county governments, and because this is across the tea growing areas, we as county governments defended the position that we had the right to collect cess. However, the ruling of the court was that it was unconstitutional, and they, cited several provisions around, the Tea Act, and many other provisions. So when that decision, and we have annexed the court ruling, is annexed. I mean, we have annexed the court ruling, which is part of Annex 4. So when since the court of law had ruled that it was unconstitutional, we had a gap in our resource envelope. We have our resources that we have, through our county budget that goes to roads department, but that money is inadequate. So we reached out to the stakeholders within the tea sector and, the tea farmers. And we told them for over all these years, we have been collecting cess. The county has been collecting and applying the cess on the roads. Now there is this petition, and the petition was largely by the large-scale tea producers. But the small-scale tea producers were okay with it. So we sat down with all these tea stakeholders and we asked them, we have the bad roads, we have a court ruling that has nullified the legality or that has indicated that it is illegal for us to collect, yet the roads are there. Our budget is not adequate to cover all the roads. Why don't we agree? Now it's not going to be a levy on our part. It's not going, the court has outlawed that. But can we agree on a mechanism to collect resources to fix our roads? So their irreducible minimum was that then let them collect, and then we have a committee and they expend the resources themselves. And this is not new, because before devolution came in, under local authorities, these same tea producing, these companies were actually collecting the cess and repairing the roads on their own. But when county governments came in, then the money came into county governments, but then they ran into challenges, and I think maybe that led to the decision that they took, because some of the money would come as cess, and then all their money would not be applied on the roads. That was in the first, the first 5 years of devolution. So when we came in and we told them, we are giving you the assurances, we are going to apply the cess money to the roads, since there was already trust deficit from the previous county government's arrangement, we agreed they went to court. And when the court ruled, we agreed, you collect the money, you set up a committee, we will give you the technical support, you expend the resources. In some of those, in the manner in which they expended their resources, they would hire machinery. In other situations, they would, contract a contractor. In other areas, they would actually do it themselves and, buy fuel and do the roads. So what we are getting from the committee here is, and the reason why then we say this is resources coming to the county, is that it does a job that would ordinarily be expected of us to do. So you have the schedule of roads. We agreed with them that we identify the roads, and we identify every tea factory would then do the roads within their locality. It is a...
I'm imagining that this explanation was given to the auditors.
Yes.
But you're not satisfied. So what else auditors are you looking for so that...
So maybe what I am getting from the auditors...
So that we get this.
Yeah. So maybe what we can agree, we can then proceed...
The auditors. Because we want to mitigate this. What else do we want? Because the payment vouchers are with the committee. Isn't it? So what else do we need?
Chair, with your indulgence,
yes.
Just a quick question to Governor. Article 210 of the power to levy taxes by county governments. So this ruling came from the High Court. One question would be, is it the due appeal, number one? And to the OAG, I've had the explanation of Governor and everything. I think what the OAG chair, in my own understanding, was saying, since the financial statements of Nandi under receiver of revenue, Nicholas Biwott, they declared that they are revenue, both tea and sugar cess. So the question was, you need to account what you have. So I understand the legal part and everything. Governor will tell us whether he has appealed or not. But the question we are looking, if I read this question properly, is these are 84 million from the T-cells, these are 7 million plus from, what was it used on? I think that is what is important. The description by governor and the challenges, the legal aspect, you will just tell us if they have appeal or not. But the fact that it is appearing on receiver of revenue, and that I think that is what OAG, maybe OAG can shed light on why they queried, because I think they queried based on the financial statements of the receiver of revenue, which is through the chair.
Correct. Auditor.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I think Senator Cherargea just explained the whole thing because this is their financial statement, the revenue statement that they have provided. So they're telling us this was the collection on Cess, and this is what was expensed. Now, from the auditor's perspective, we must confirm the collections. At the same time, we must confirm the expenses. So if the two cannot be supported, then we cannot confirm. There is no accountability on that. Thank you.
Senator Wambua.
Chair, you know, when I raised that question with the governor, I was almost now getting to understand this thing. You know, all of us don't come from Nandi. We are interacting with Nandi through documentation. But from what I have heard him say, maybe the question that we should be asking is, they say the collection of the cess is being done by a committee using their own system of collection. Maybe the question that I should be asking, I don't know whether you asked this question, is then why is that captured as part of revenue by the county government of Nandi? Because it is as a committee that is collecting.
Senator Wambua, ask that question.
Yes.
Ask that question so that then why does it appear?
Yes, Governor, from your explanation, if I got it right, it's a committee that's making the collection. They have their own system of doing the collection. So why is it captured as part of own source revenue for the county government of
Why
Nandi?
wouldn't you want to deal with it as a CSR so that they collect and they expend and you don't need to have it in your books?
So our understanding was that we were making full disclosure. As I had indicated, the responsibility to fix our roads is our responsibility. We have an arrangement where we are collecting that cess cess is being collected by a committee. We give the schedules ourselves. The roads are done as per, the BQ that we have agreed. So our understanding was that we were making full disclosures for this. If then the advice of this, and we are open for that advice, if the advice of this committee is that we shouldn't be able to indicate that as part of really our revenue, we are properly guided. But our understanding is that we are making full...
Let me conclude that thinking. So Governor,